Perfect. All right. So turn that off. Closing all these extra programs because I got too much running. So that way there's no issues with stuff. Cool. All right. Yay. All right, cool. Hey, everybody. Hey. All right. Happy. Oh, I know. Like, yeah. Let me fix my video here because I'm like, I've got too many things set up right here. So I have like a different lighting than I usually have. And then I was like, okay, trying to get this worked out too as well. I'm getting ready to do TikTok. I think I'm like 10 people away from hitting my 1,000 mark, so I can actually start doing readings on TikTok as well. So a few announcements before we get started, y'all. So come on in, go ahead and get yourself situated because there's a few things. I am really live. Yes, I am really live. Hey, Robert. Hey, P. Rodriguez. All right. So, okay. So, before we get started, because I have a few announcements to make. So, beginning for 2022, I'm changing some things up a bit because I'm about to start doing lives for TikTok as well. And right now, when I do the lives on Wednesdays and Fridays, it's for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I think that's it, right? Which has already got a good following. When I start incorporating TikTok, which I'm gonna have a phone side by side, it's gonna like add a lot more people. And what I'm going to do is, because I want to give y'all enough of my time for the free lives, I'm going to extend the time that I do lives for another half an hour every day I do it. So for Wednesdays, I'm no longer just going to do an hour. I'm going to do an hour and a half of lives so that I can get to more of y'all. So Wednesdays and Fridays, lives are going to be an hour and a half long, not just an hour anymore. That way I can do more readings and I can get more of y'all in. So that's the first announcement. The second thing is my newsletter. I put out a weekly newsletter, a Dear Ferny newsletter. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change that and turn it into a bi-weekly, just because as a weekly, which is fine, it's just that there's a whole lot of other things happening and I need to keep up with it all. So I'm going to end up turning my newsletter into a bi-weekly. So every other week I will be sending out a newsletter. And that was what I'm going to do. My partner was saying we should do it monthly. I'm like, a monthly is like too long. I'm going to do it bi-weekly because I still have a lot that I want to share with y'all. So I'm going to end up turning my newsletter into a bi-weekly newsletter. So it's only going to come out once every 2 weeks. Okay, so that's the second announcement. The third announcement is the study groups. Okay, so every Wednesday and Friday we do study groups after the live. Well, because I'm going to be extending my lives, my free readings, I'm going to essentially do away with the study group for in its current form. And I know some people are like, what? No, because I enjoy that as well. But the problem is that I think with the study groups, the book study groups, as much as I want to focus on the material and stuff, I just don't feel like I'm achieving the goals that I want to achieve with that. So what I'm going to be doing is, instead of having my study groups after my lives, I'm going to have my normal lives. It's an hour and a half. And then the study groups are no longer going to be after the lives. I'm going to end up doing a weekly lecture. And the lecture is essentially reworking the study group into a lecture, which is more like a sermon. I'm trying to decide if it's going to be on Saturday or on Sunday. Most people are going to church on Sunday, so they're already in that mode. So that would be the best time to do it. But I could also do it on a Saturday evening. But because I have a lot of training classes and people who are joining the classes happening on Saturdays, until that kind of regulates itself and the timing changes a little bit, I'm thinking I'm going to end up doing my lectures on Sundays. The lecture is going to be about an hour long, and it's basically me picking a topic or something to discuss that week, giving a lecture of like 10, 15 minutes, and then opening it up to questions. So that is going to be a completely separate thing once a week, a lecture based on a topic, and then opening it up to questions. It's essentially what we're doing for the study group, except right now we're using the books for the study groups versus me just talking. So this is my way of building a group of people that are going to be focused on just like spiritual development, spiritual evolution, this back and forth conversation. And that's going to be on a Saturday or on a Sunday. So once I get all the specifics worked out for the timing and whatever, I will post all of those things on online. So all of the reminders are going to change per these changes. So more time for the lives to give y'all readings on Wednesdays and Fridays, and then a lecture each week that is kind of similar to the study group, but it's more focused on the lecture, the topic, and then spiritual development and growth. And it'll be on a separate day. That way I can focus more dedicated time to that instead of trying to like squeeze it all in to my work days. Because right now when I work on Wednesdays and then I put in the lives and right afterwards, it's just a whole lot. And then I do the same thing on Friday. So I'm like, I'm going to make myself crazy. So I'm trying to keep up with that. But if I'm going to be doing lectures, I'm probably going to write a small article to accompany that, which will be part of the Dear Ferny as well. So it's a lot. But anyways, all right, so let's get into it. So for those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, this is your opportunity to ask me whatever questions you want to ask me about. And so if you want to ask me about your life, you need to ask me a specific question. If you're too general or you just ask for a reading, that is not a question. That is not a question at all. So you need to be specific. So if you want to know about a specific relationship you're in, what exactly do you want to know? If you want to know about a financial situation, what situation are you wanting clarity about? If you just ask, tell me something, or do you have a message for me, or I want a reading, or pick me, that is nothing to me. It does nothing for me. It does nothing for you. You're missing your chance to ask me the question. So ask a question, okay? If you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect with? And I would try to connect to that person and bring through any information that can help you to have that connection with them so that they can verify that that they're with you as well. So try to bring through any messages and whatnot. If you want to come on camera with me, as of right now, until TikTok is at 1,000, as of right now, the way to go live with me is through Instagram. So if you want to be on video with me, you got to get over to Instagram. Right down here, you need to request to be a video guest. And then during the live, I will pick people to come on video with me, and then I will do a reading for them or connect them with the loved one if they want to connect with the loved one or ask me specific questions. So that's your opportunity to do that. If not, just ask your question in the comment section, and I will try to get through as many of them as I can. I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just bouncing around. I tried to give enough time to both people on Instagram and people on Facebook and on Twitter as well. So I'm going to try to get to as many of you as I can. Remember, y'all, if y'all want to know more about what do I do, or if y'all want to, y'all don't want to just wait for me to answer your question, if you just actually want to have one-on-one time with me, go to my website. Everything is through my website, fernandomarone.com. I am giving away a free private session with me, y'all, and that's still open for December. We're about to hit the last day or two of that. So if you want if you want to enter to win a free private one-on-one session with me, and you can pick the type of session you want. You can pick a full life reading, you can pick a spirit communication session, or you can pick a spiritual guidance and coaching session, which is more spirituality and stuff. But you can pick the one you want. You have to do three things. You need to write down here, you need to tag, doesn't matter which platform you're on, tag a friend at whoever your friend is. So tag someone that might be interested in a free reading as well, or just be interested in the live. And then also be sure to go over to my website and sign up for my newsletter. And you can just go down to Ferny's newsletter or the newsletter and then sign up. And then that's number 2. Number 3 is share this video with whomever. So share this video with whomever right here. And there's a little share button. And I think for the other platforms it's the same, but you can share this video to your followers, to people that you know who might be interested in the live as well. So that's 3 things. That's all I need you to do. And then you'll be entered for the raffle. And then I will pick someone and announce that on my posts in the next day or two once we get to the end of the month, okay? All right, guys, y'all ready? So let's get started. Remember, we're going to go a little longer today because we're going to kind of rework the study group time. So just FYI with that. All right, so let's go through this here. So Krista, hey friend, is there anything my brother wants to say to me? I miss him so much. He passed away March 14, 2020. Yeah, first of all, he's saying hello and I love you. So he's wanting to say that for you. He's acknowledging a birthday or date of significance. So we're within 30 days of a date of significance, not just the holiday. We're talking about like a date of significance. So either there's a birthday or an anniversary date or a special date or death date within the next 30 days, forwards or backwards. So he's acknowledging that as well. He has sent you butterflies. So look out for the butterflies. Those are a sign from him. So he's acknowledging that as well. He also makes me feel, thank you. I don't know if you wrote him a letter or if there's like something that you wrote to him, and it's almost like you would post it. So like you write something to post. He's acknowledging something you might have written to post or in memory of. He's just thanking you for that or acknowledging that. It's funny because sometimes when someone has passed away, people like to make them out to be the best person ever, and they avoid all of the little like, you know, things that make us human. He's like telling you like, don't make me out to be better than I was. He's almost like telling you like, you know, like put you know, honor me and every part of me, not just the good parts. He's like, it's also the bad parts and all that stuff. So he's acknowledging that as well. He's also doing this, so you might have a shirt or something that's connected to him, or y'all made shirts for him as well. Okay. Monica, Taurus, any messages from my grandpa? Yeah, I keep feeling a little bit of a wheezing, so I don't know if he was having difficulty with his respiration or taking in oxygen, because I almost feel like I want to cough, or like I feel like I'm choking a little bit, so he's making that sensation for me. He also makes me feel a little bit dizzy or confused, so either he might have not been in the right mental state, or something that he was taking might have been affecting his mental state, because I feel a little bit off there as well. He also has shown me the number, he showed me September, so either the month of September is significant for a date, or the 9th of a month is connected. He's repeating his name twice, so there might be another person in the family who shares his name as well. He has also shown me around medallion, so they're either around coins that are connected to him that are special, or around medallion that might be like a medallion, or around a metal thing that's got like, it almost looks like a medallion. So there's a medallion like that. It's a metal, but it's got a round shape to it as well that he's making reference to. Okay. P Rodriguez, I think that's what it is. I would like to know if you have any messages from my mother. Yeah, so with your mom, the first thing she's acknowledging, first of all, birds are a sign from her. So look out for birds, specifically cardinals. So cardinals are going to be a sign from her. She also keeps, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging, I don't know if she was having difficulty with her motor skills or her mobility, but she's almost wanting to make it clear that she can physically do everything that she was wanting to do before. So if she had any difficulty with her mobility or not being able to do certain things, she's like wanting to make sure you can see her, because she's acknowledging that. She also makes me feel, thank you. Also, I don't know if she was having difficulty communicating or using her facial muscles or moving her lips, but she's doing this almost like, and then she's like clarifying it for you as well. She is also acknowledging the number 3, so the 3rd of a month may be significant, or the month of March may be connected. She also keeps acknowledging, she's showing me a circle of roses. So I don't know if there's a picture of her with roses all the way around in a circle, or there's actually like a circular rose pattern connected to her that y'all have in a picture. But she's showing me something like that as well. She also says she comes and she likes to touch your arm. So if you ever feel something touching your arm, or something that's odd to you as far as like being touched in your arm, that's her. She's letting you know she's around you. Okay. Let's go here. Kelly Lamb, I think it's Kelly Lamb. Hi, Ferny. I was wondering how school next semester is going to go for me. Thank you. I actually don't think it'll go bad at all. However, in the next semester, it feels like you're going to have to make a decision, because you could stay the course with your course load. You could stay the course and stick to what you've been doing, which will be fine. It'll work for you. However, I almost feel like there's an option to potentially make a bit of a change after the next semester. The change wouldn't take you away from the career path that you're working towards. It just would adjust it in a little bit of a different direction. In other words, the way I would describe this is almost like if someone were going to law school and they were going into family law, and they decided, you know what, I don't want to go into just family law, I want to go into immigration. Like it's almost like an adjustment. There's a vibe like that around it. So after the next semester, you might make a course adjustment. If you make that course adjustment, you're fine. It still will work for you. But if not, if you stay the course, it will still work for you as well. But either way, you're fine. Either way, you're fine. But I feel like you're going to have the desire to want to make a course adjustment in the next semester. And I actually think that's what you'll end up doing anyways. And it'll be fine for you. Okay. Let's see. Let's go over here. Gotta go over here. Dreamer Morgie. Hi, Ferny. Is Jordan the one? No. I hate the idea of the one. I mean, this is like literally one of the things that makes me cringe when people think, are they the one? I'm like, you really want to just have one? They are a potential. I just don't feel as confident that they're the potential that would give you the best option. But I would say I feel like about 70% right now. So I think that with the connection with Jordan, I would say 70% it could go further. But the next 3 months are going to be important. So if you can get past the next 3 months, that number can go up. But as of right now, I'm going to say no because I feel a 70% vibe with them. Okay. But you just don't have one. Don't limit yourself. Stop with that. There's only like one person in the universe and I'm like, get the hell off of that train because that train done crashed. It's burning at the bottom of the ocean. That thing is like ancient. We don't think that way anymore. We think of possibilities. We think of potentials. And I kind of want you to keep yourself open. Okay. Haley Griffin. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my brother's father? Thank you. Yeah. A couple of things. One is, he is making me reference. Thank you. He's pointing to his chest. So I want to say there either is an effect on. Either there was an effect on his heart, or there might have been something going on with blood pressure or with the blood circulation that might have been an issue. Because I'm almost feeling this like weird vibe there. He's showing me something. I don't know what this is. I'm seeing a ring, so I don't know if y'all have his ring, if he or there's a special type of ring that I want to associate with what is this? You know what it reminds me of? You know how sometimes there's wedding rings, there's like class rings, there's like those rings that are for like people who are part of the like Freemasons or part of a Mason lodge. I'm seeing a ring that reminds me of that, but I don't know if it's like a Mason lodge ring or if it's like a little triangle. But I'm seeing something that reminds me of a ring. So I don't know if he's trying to make reference to an association with this or there's just a special triangular shaped type of ring that he's making reference to. So keep that in mind because that may be significant. He has shown me the 17th of a month. So the 17th of a month may be significant or January 7th may be connected. He also keeps acknowledging glasses. So I don't know if the y'all have his glasses or sunglasses or there's a special connection to the glasses because he's showing me these glasses, but I want to say it's more to do with like having a special tie to them, so y'all may have them as well. Okay. He's also repeating his name, so his name might get used again with another child or with another person in the future. Terry the Explorer. Hey, Ferny, do you see me ever getting married? Yeah, I feel like you'll have an opportunity for marriage. It's going to take a little bit of time, so it might take about 6 years. I know you're like, 6 years, Ferny? What do you mean 6 years? 6 years is what I'm saying. It might take 6 years to get to that point, but I feel like you're with the person for almost 4 years before you get married. So you might have a longer relationship and then marriage later on versus meeting somebody and getting married right away. But it's like a 4-year relationship that ends up leading to a marriage. But I want to say there's marriage in about 6 years for you. Okay. Venus Bevins. Hey, any messages from my parents? Thank you. Yeah. With mom, it's funny because I'm seeing February. So there might be a reference 2nd of a month because I'm seeing that in my mind. She also keeps acknowledging thank you. I don't know if you have her rings or if you have some jewelry that would go on like her hands, but she's showing me rings or hand jewelry. So there's a reference to that. She also keeps saying thank you. There's a smell that she's going to make when she comes around you and it almost smells like roses. So there's a scent that comes around. So she says she lets you know that she's around you with the smell. She's also thanking you for, thank you. I don't know if you have a blessed candle that you have for her, set for her, or if you've been doing a lot more stuff with candles, but she's showing me a candle, so there might be a reference to a candle connected to mom as well. She's showing me two siblings, so I don't know if you have two siblings that she was wanting to acknowledge for them, or if she's got two siblings with her that she's making reference to, but she's acknowledging two siblings. Your dad, it's funny because your dad, he's like doing this, so he's like wanting to make sure you know he can eat, or he's eating and showing you he's eating. So he's showing me that sense. He says thank you. So your dad is saying thank you. Sometimes when people pass, they don't room with them, or they don't want others around, just because it can be a very personal experience. Sometimes people are there, or they're there to like support them or to offer them support. I almost feel like he's acknowledging that there was offering of support, but he's still doing this. So either you might not have been right then and there when he passed away, or he may have not. No, is that it? I think he's trying to say something he was wanting to say before he passed, which is like saying thank you. And I'm like, thank you for putting up with me, or thank you for trying to help. And I think that's where he's going with that. So that's what I would say. So I would think that's where he's trying to go with that. Okay. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Yeah, Robert CT, can you tell me who my angel guides are, or guardian angel names or relationship? Remember, guys, an angel is very different from a spirit guide. A spirit guide is what people are referring to. Some people say, oh, my guardian angel has a name or this or that. That's your guide. It's not an angel. An angel is a pure form of energy. It doesn't have a personality. It's not a human being. It's not a person. It's just a representation of love in its purest form. We experience it in what we would understand it, which is when we think of a human being or an elevated or evolved human being, we would either experience them as someone in light or as someone represented by wings, which is why people think of angels as wings. It's a very ancient symbol that's been around for a very long time. You know, angels didn't just show up in the Bible. They are in every freaking religion. They showed up in, they're based in like Zoroastrianism. But angels. So angels are just like these representations of pure loving energy. That's it. So I wouldn't think of them as like a personalized person. That's like your friend or your guide. That's a completely different story. That's a spirit guide. Spirit guide is who you're talking about. So Robert, guides, you have three guides. Three guides are all males, by the way, so they're all three. But your main guide is a soldier, interestingly enough, who was in World War II. His name is Bryant. And so that's his name. That's your main guide. The other two, I feel that they just pop in to help you with some stuff, and then they're popping out. They're not really people you're going to be dealing with on a regular basis. Your main guide, Brian, is the one that has been with you from the beginning to the end. So they will be with you until you're done in this lifetime. Let's bring somebody on. Let's bring somebody on, shall we? Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm just out of shock. I didn't think you were gonna pick me.
Oh no, I'm here. What do you want to ask me about?
So I lost my fiance father to my 1-year-old the day before Thanksgiving, and I want a message from him.
Yeah. Do you know if this was sudden or unexpected, meaning that no one expected him to pass when he did, because he's making me feel this way? Got it.
It's unexpected.
Yeah. Do you also know there's a bit of trauma to the physical body, or there was a bit of an impact because he's making my body feel like I'm feeling like physical?
Yeah.
Is it making me feel this way? Why? Because he's covering his mouth, meaning that there wasn't the opportunity.
No. I got to speak to him before. I was on my way to where he was, but I was held and wasn't able to be with him physically right there.
Yeah. He's acknowledging that. He also makes me feel, thank you. He also, do you know this was like an accident or like a physical like event type thing?
Yes.
Because it's making me feel this way. He is okay. The first thing he wants you to know is he is so sorry. Do you know if he wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, or he was not really like focused on what he was doing?
Yeah.
Okay, because I almost feel like sometimes when you're phone, or sometimes you're not, like, your mind is elsewhere and you're not paying attention. He's making me feel that way. He's apologizing because he says this was so avoidable. This was so avoidable. I don't know what I was doing. So he's just acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging he's tried twice already to come see you in a dream. So do you remember at least 2 dreams that you've had of him since he passed?
I remember one vividly, but I couldn't.
Got it. Yeah.
But I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried to see him. I've smelled him. I know my daughter acknowledges him a lot.
Yeah.
You know, at home.
Yeah. He says he's tried. He says twice. So there might be another time that he's tried, or he's going to try again. So just part of the reason why you couldn't see ready, you weren't, because for you it's like an acceptance that he's not here. You're still acclimating. You're still getting used to that, and so that's why it's a little bit harder to see. But you will. So he's just wanting to let you know. He's also called out your name. So if you heard someone in another room, he says that was also him as well. To be calling out your name as well to get attention. Mina. Do you know if there's a Mina name or nickname connected?
And Nena.
It's like a Mina, like a Guillermina, or like it's like a Mina or Mino sounding name.
Like Lucila. I know that's mom.
It's like it's someone that's with him in spirit. There's a person in spirit. It feels like it's a female, and I feel like the sound part of it, Mina. I'm just not seeing the first part of it, but it's like something Mina. So like Guillermina or Jose, but it's like Mina. There's a Mina there. It's okay. I'll leave it with you. You might have to check with the family or check with the family, but there's a Mina there. So he said that. He also is showing me thank you. Do you know there was actually 2 separate types of memorials for him?
I don't know about 2. I know we had a viewing and then we had an event at church. Those were the 2.
That's one. And then he said people got together separate, and later on that he says that it was for his job, or it was a work-related thing.
Okay, no, I didn't know that. No.
Okay, just so you know, people might have gotten together, or some people he may have known through work might have gotten together separately at like a dinner or done something separate, because he's acknowledging 2 separate events because he's making reference to this. Also, do you have a bracelet, or is there a bracelet that's connected to him?
A bracelet? No. I mean, I have a bracelet that I'm wearing, but not a bracelet connected to him. I'm wearing a necklace.
No. Some bracelet you or bracelet tied to him, because he's showing me this around my right wrist.
No, not that I can.
Remember that I said this. He's showing me
yeah. He gave me a bracelet for Christmas one year last year, and I ended up breaking it, but I carried a little heart on my necklace.
Okay. But bracelet. So he's acknowledging the bracelet that he got you, and of course he's just aware of that. Acknowledging that. He's with you, sweetheart. He says he wants you to be happy, and you have a right to be happy, but he also says whatever decisions you make with the baby, he trusts you. He trusts you. So he's not going to make mistakes. You're going to make the right choice. He trusts you. So not to worry about that.
Sorry, it's been really hard with him.
Yeah, I understand.
I just wanted him to be with her. I mean, I miss him. I want him to protect us. And
yeah, he says he's around you. He's going to be around you. He also says that if sometimes it gives you a hard time, or his family gives you a hard time, it's okay. Okay? Because they may want more than what they're going to get. So just FYI, they may want more. So just FYI.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah. And he says if you have a rough time with his mom sometimes, or if she's being more like she wants more, or she's expecting a lot more from you.
Yeah, it's not his mom, but I know who he's referring to.
Okay. Well, no, it's more time with the baby, because I think he's talking.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right, baby.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
I wanted to ask you, my dad and my sister's on the live as well. My dad recently passed away on 12/7.
Don't tell me too
Um,
much. Yeah, don't tell me too much. If he's gonna, because he might.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Got it. So let me see if I can connect with Dad, because I don't want me to be led.
Gotcha.
First of all, he showed me the month of May or the 5th of a month. You know, here. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. He said he felt a little bit dizzy, and he almost felt he could not maintain consciousness. Um,
Okay.
do you know if there were any type of clotting issues that were starting to affect him before he passed?
Yes.
Okay, because he's
That's
acknowledging this. He should have gone sooner. Do you know if he was supposed to go to the doctor, but he kept putting it off or kept putting it off to do a follow up for something else he had already gone into before?
he had some things going on. Yeah.
Okay, because he makes me feel like he was supposed to go up. He was supposed to go back for a follow up or go in to check something else, and he either put it off too long or he waited too long, and they might have been able to catch this to maybe to delay or to slow this down. He's kind of blaming himself because he's making me feel like he could have gone earlier and they could have slowed this a bit for him. He also keeps acknowledging. You also know if he was having difficulty with his liver function.
No, I don't know of that.
Okay. Do y'all remember him talking about having trouble going to the bathroom or not being able to pee normally?
He recently was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Okay. What I'm thinking is happening is I'm thinking that because he was having difficulty peeing, it was causing other issues to start to happen, and then his liver was starting to give him problems as well. And then on top of that,
Okay.
blood clotting, it's just literally like it's almost like a perfect storm of all these issues starting to happen with him. The thing about it is,
Okay.
even though your dad may have made it seem as if he was trying, I don't feel like he was really trying as hard. He might have actually been just doing what he wanted to do when y'all weren't around. So he might have been just being a little bit sneaky and like, you know, eating this or drinking that thing, and he shouldn't have been doing that because he's making me
Mhm.
doing it perfectly. But he was waiting when no one was around to do these things. So just so y'all know.
Okay.
He's also apologizing about the timing of his passing because it was bad timing. Now, granted, we are in the holiday months, which would be part of that, but there might be another date of significance around this time, which he's referring to. So he's acknowledging that as well. He also keeps making reference to, do y'all know if he had a watch or a bracelet?
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. A watch my mom has been giving us so much trouble about.
Okay, because he's acknowledging he knows what's going on with the watch, so he's making reference to that. Has it been working right, or did it stop keeping time, the watch?
We're not sure. We don't know. My
Just so y'all
mom's
know,
being weird with
yeah,
it.
so y'all know, either it might need to be repaired or it may not be working. So just FYI with that. Your dad also acknowledges, thank you. Do you know if there's a little bit of, do you know there's a situation where someone is claiming the power of attorney or the person supposed to be able to make some changes, but that's not actually correct because of something he did before?
I don't know for sure, but you're on a right track. We're thinking
Okay.
that's what's going on.
He still married to your mom? Was he still married to your mom?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because here, it's almost like I had done one thing originally, set it up a certain way, but then something else changed and it just was never updated in a system or it was never properly updated. And that's why there's a bit of a conflict or confusion around this. Do you know what he's talking about?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
He says that once it's clarified, it'll be clear, but it might take 2 weeks to make those changes, and y'all may have to get a legal rep to make those changes because it may be something
Okay.
done through a legal entity and then formalized to be clarified. Okay.
Okay.
Also,
Thank
do you
you.
know if he had some additional benefits that he wasn't using or utilizing? Like, you know how sometimes when people are in the military and then they don't always use their VA benefits, you know, there's additional benefits with like an old job that he used to have that he never used?
I believe so, but again, my mom's being kind of weird about everything, so we think so, but we don't know.
Okay, I think your mom, I think your mom has an idea of what she's gonna have to make public that may have already happened, and so I think if anything, your mom might have mishandled some things, and then some things have to be corrected.
Okay.
And
Make
says y'all, he said good luck with that. So he's kind of, he's like good luck with that, but he's being that. He also says she's not in her right state of mind right now. Y'all need to give her a little bit of room because she's struggling a lot more than she's giving y'all, letting y'all know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so some of her may not be typical even for mom.
Okay.
Okay,
You're making sense. Thank you.
Is there a Brenda or Brandy name reference?
No.
It's like a BR female name, like Brandy, Brenda, Brene. It's like a Brianna. It's a name like that he's making reference to. But they're alive. This is a person that's still living. There's a female spirit who's a grandmother energy connected to a BR name that's alive. And this female is her presence known and is somehow connected to either you or your sister. But this female is just saying hello or wanting to be acknowledged by the BR. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Your dad, he also is showing me a 4-leaf clover. So that's going to be a sign from him. So to look out for the 4-leaf clover.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Y'all will get it worked out. It's going to take a couple months though.
Oh God. Okay. Thank you.
Go slowly.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, so going to the next person. Let's see. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, sweetheart.
Oh my God, I can't believe it's you. It's crazy. Oh, my heart is beating so fast right now.
It's fine. It's fine. What do you want to ask me about?
So I wanted to know if you see me meeting somebody in 2022. There's somebody specifically on my heart that I'm like seeing, like, 444, the angel numbers and things like that.
Yeah, here's the thing, it's a karmic release. What I mean by that is sometimes in our lives when we're needing to work through old energy or through past life stuff that's just still coming up or affecting us, we might form a karmic connection, have someone come up in our lives. It's a karmic connection. The thing about it is karmic connections can be some of the most intense relationships. They can also be some of the craziest relationships. And so it's gonna be a little bit, I feel like this person that you're referring to is a karmic connection. I've had a past connection before in life. This y'all are working through it in a different way. It doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't a chance for the person to be something significant. What I'm feeling that just more of a clarifying relationship, meaning that you're going to work through some stuff within your that you're still holding on to, and then after the person's kind of not in the picture, someone is going to be right there, and that's going to be the person that I think you'll end up with. But the person you're talking about, this may go for around 2 years. So just FYI, there's just maybe a whole lot to it. My ex is a karmic connection, and we were together for 4 years. We could have technically stayed together, but it was a lot of work. So that's usually what happens in karmic connection. So this person may just be a lot of work. So just be prepared for that.
So I'll never. So are you saying that we'll meet?
The person that's going to come up this year is a karmic connection. So it's not like a long-term relationship potential. It's more of a karmic thing. Someone that's going to represent the energy that you work through so you can get to the person that you're going to end up with. So the person that comes up this year, and it's going to start off as a friendship or as a connection like that, and then start to form into it could be more, but there's a lot of questions around it, and it just doesn't feel like it does what it's supposed to do. But this is a 2-year process with this individual. It doesn't feel like a long-term relationship, though. It just feels like someone you connect with, and then you go back and forth with over the next couple of years with this person until you release it, and then you move forward to the next relationship. I do see you getting into a long-term serious relationship with someone in about 2 years and 3 months. That person's name starts with a J, and it's almost spelled like Josie or Jose.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Do you
The one before that, or the one in this coming year, is a different. It's a different energy. That's not the same person.
do you see kids in marriage?
How old are you right now?
28.
You'll
Just turned.
you'll be married with kids by 35. So by 35, you're set.
Wow.
There's two kids.
Okay.
You'll have two kids, both girls. Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care
Thank you. Thank
of
you.
yours as best as you can and learn as much as you
Yes, I will.
can.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye. All right, let's see. Let's see somebody else. Don't worry, guys. For those of you who have text, comment questions, I'm still coming back to y'all, so I'm not done with y'all yet. Just need to get to some of the video ones to get some of those in. Let's see. Hello.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
how you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome, awesome. What do you want to ask me about?
My mom passed away in April. I was her caregiver for a year and a half before that.
Yeah.
Moved in-
Don't tell me too much. Yeah, don't tell me too much. Let me see. Let me see what she wants to tell you. The first thing thank you. She's acknowledging February. Do you know if there's a connection to the month of February, the second of a month?
Yes.
Okay. Making reference to that. She's repeating her name. Is there someone else who also has the same name as mom in the family?
No.
She's laughing. There's another person that shares a middle name or the same name because she's acknowledging that there's another person that shares a similar name. It's not spelled the same at the end though. So sometimes people like if like there's an IE, then there would be a Y because she's repeating it, but there's like a difference there. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. She also keeps it. Thank you. She's talking about the four. Do you know if she's part of a family of four? Or there's the four sisters.
Yes.
Okay, because she's acknowledging that. She also keeps thank you. She's talking about the baby. Are you not the baby? Are you the middle one?
I'm the baby girl.
Okay. Oh, and then
Called me baby girl.
you then. Okay. The middle one. Gosh, she's going. Are there three of you?
3
Siblings? You and two siblings?
still living, yes.
Okay. The middle, who's the middle one?
In that scenario is my sister.
Okay. So she's referred to you as a baby. She wanted to bring up the middle one. Do you know if there was a difference in opinion or a difference in what was going on with mom or how things were being handled between you and the middle child?
Yes.
Okay. Your mom is aware of the differences of opinion. What she's going to say is she just wants to say thank you to you for taking care of her. So she says that's what's important. And I don't want to talk about anything else. And she's being real specific about that she doesn't want to bring up the other issues. You took care of her. That's all that matters. So she says she appreciates that and she's thankful for that. She says she felt a bit embarrassed. Was she having a lot of accidents?
Yes.
Because she says she felt a bit embarrassed. She says it almost made her cry sometimes because she felt so embarrassed. She says, thank you for giving her dignity. Because she says that was the most important thing for her is that you gave her a feeling of dignity. Like no matter what was happening, it was okay. It was okay. And she appreciates that. She says she's already tried a few times to visit you to thank you for what you did for her. She also says that sometimes she can get a little bit fussy or irritable and it's not your fault. She says there's only so much a person can take. She says she understands if you were having difficulty with the situation. She also says that the medication might have made things worse or was making it harder for her. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. She also says, thank you. Do you know if she should have been getting infusions or blood infusions? Because she says she was feeling too tired.
She should have been receiving more oxygen.
Okay. Because she says that there was not enough in her blood to support her systems, and it was causing her system to shut down before it was supposed to. So it's almost like this was leading to her system shutting itself down. The only way you were going to know this was happening is if her blood was being tested every single day, and this just wasn't going to be, she wasn't going to do that. So she's acknowledging, yeah. So she says, it's okay. Thank you. She also says, I don't know if she's talking about white diamonds, the perfume, or she's talking about a blue diamond. Do you know if there's a piece of jewelry with a blue diamond or there's some special piece of blue diamond jewelry?
Yes.
She's acknowledging this. Anna. Do you also have an Annie or Anna or Anita name connected to the family?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know this person's past?
Yes.
She's just acknowledging being with the person. So she's who's with her as well. There's a baby with her also. So someone might have miscarried or lost a child, but she's letting you know that the baby's with her as well. She's got the baby with her. She's okay, sweetheart. She's okay.
Thank you.
So she appreciates what you did for her. So you can know that. And don't fight with the sister, middle sister. Sometimes you can't keep people's minds. They think what they want to think.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Bless you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Okay. Bye.
All right, guys. Here, let me go back to the text, the comments to see if I can answer more of y'all's questions here. And we lost the connection on Facebook or the software that I used. There was the connection like dropped, so I had to restart it. So for those of y'all on YouTube and Facebook, my apologies. I don't control all of that. So Angela Danny Farrington. Any messages from my father-in-law, Mason? Yeah, with your father-in-law, he's showing me a cross. I don't know if y'all have a cross necklace or a special cross that is significant for him, but he's showing me a cross. It's interesting because I'm almost reminded of whenever I've seen houses and people have like a collection of crosses. There might actually be a collection of crosses and the cross that's connected to him, but there's a reference there because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps making me feel, thank you. He's showing me the month of October, so either October is significant or the 10th of a month may be connected. He also keeps acknowledging a leather strap, so there might be a special belt that's got a significant meaning, or there might be a piece of leather that has some special inscription on it, but he's making reference to that as well. He's also showing me white flowers, so there might be white flowers where he was laid to rest, or white flowers next to his remains, because he's showing me white flowers, so those may be significant. There might actually be a picture with him next to white flowers, so he's making reference to that as well. He's also showing me a baby. So either someone has recently found out that they're pregnant or they're going to have a baby, or he's got a baby with them. But he's making reference to the baby as well. Okay, let's go here. Crown-like behavior. So I got a reading from you last year, and you told me I was supposed to meet someone with an E name in the fall. I haven't met him yet. Did I mess something up? No, I wouldn't say though. I would say the timing's off. Sometimes I always tell people, because people come back and they're like, Fernie, like the timing you said didn't work, but the following year it happened. So I'm either off by one complete year, which it might be this fall, or it's just off by like 2 or 3 months. So if it didn't happen around the timing that I said it was, then you would have to wait 2 or 3 months. If it still doesn't happen, then I was probably off by 1 complete year. So just keep your eyes open for it, because it still applies. It still applies. Tay NE1C, am I getting a divorce? He left me after my son passed away. So, you know, a lot of times people struggle with things in a way where they're not prepared to deal with grief. And sometimes it's like when people are going through grief, and that's people may not realize this, but many times when a child is lost, usually the statistic is that couples don't stay together. And so that's the statistic. I hope that that's wrong, but that's what the statistic is. But it's hard for people, especially when they lost a child. As far as your situation is concerned, I do think that you are going to proceed with a divorce, but I think it's going to take another 5 months before you decide to go forward with that. So I think in about 5 months, you'll proceed forward with a divorce. During the period of the process of a divorce, he might give you mixed signals or mixed messages. I actually don't think he wants to stick with the relationship, but I think he's just trying to delay it because of some financial technicalities that might bite him in the butt. So just be prepared for that, because that may come back and have to be dealt with. But I do think that y'all will end up getting a divorce. Okay. see. Let me bring somebody else on. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good.
Good, good. What do you want to ask me?
I wanted to ask. I'm actually at my best friend's house. She passed away maybe like a week ago, and I wanted to see if there's any message from her. Her name is Jessica.
Yeah. With her, first of all, she keeps squeezing my neck. Do you know if there was any effect on this area of her body, or there was a loss of blood flow to her brain?
Um, there could have been. We don't know much from what happened from the accident.
Okay, because she's doing this almost like something stopped the blood flow, or something stops the flow to my brain, because she's making me feel this. She's actually doing this. Do you also know there was any effect on her face or on the head?
We don't know much from
Okay.
the accident yet. Yeah.
Do you also know was this a vehicle accident?
Motorcycle.
Okay. Do you know there were 3 vehicles that were affected or that were involved with this?
From our understanding, it was their motorcycle and another car. I'm not sure about the third one.
Okay, because there might have been their motorcycle, another car, and then another car that was kind of like at the end of where they ended up. So she's almost acknowledging like 3 types of vehicles were connected to this. Yeah, actually,
I'm sorry, can you say that?
yeah, you're fine. I don't want you to. It wouldn't surprise me if there was actually another vehicle that actually triggered the accident, and then it ended up
Okay.
with the other person's car, and that may have been what happened. But that's the way she's describing it for me. She keeps acknowledging the number 4. Do you know the 4th of a month, or the January, March, or April is significant?
For Jessica? April? Uh-huh.
April or the 4th of a month. So either there was a birthday, an anniversary date, or a date of significance, either on the 4th of a month or the month of.
I mean, my son was born on the 4th of June. And
Her son was born, her nephew was born on the
they're
4th.
both from June.
Also acknowledging the 14th as well. So do you know if there's also a date in the 14th?
We can think of anything right now.
It would be like the 14th or Valentine's Day. That's okay. I'll leave that with you. Y'all can go back over it because she's acknowledging that as well. That's another date of significance. So the 14th of a month also, or Valentine's Day, but she's acknowledging that 14th also being 4th and then the 14th. She also keeps acknowledging you. Was one of them not wearing a helmet, or were they not wearing a helmet?
They were both wearing helmets. Both.
They were both wearing helmets.
Do you know if one of the helmets wasn't the right helmet, or it was not on properly?
They were both on, but her helmet,
Because there's supposed to be like an attachment or strap that makes it lock in, and one of them didn't have it properly locked in.
Could be.
They told us from the medical examiner that her helmet was broken.
Could have been her helmet, because
she's
her
acknowledging-
helmet ended up breaking.
Okay, because she's acknowledging that something wasn't locked in properly, or it wasn't situated right, and that may have been what caused that issue. Because of that, I want to say there probably was effect on her head, because again, she kept talking about her head and also the lack of flow, and she kept doing this with her neck. It could also be a neck injury, but just FYI this, and then the head here. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She's showing me a rose. Do you know if there's a symbol of a rose that is significant for her, or a tattoo of a flower or rose? That's it. So she's acknowledging that. Are you planning on adding to it?
Maybe just getting something for her.
Because she's acknowledging that that would be a perfect spot for her. So she's just acknowledging that. She also says that she tried to wake you up the night after this happened. So she says she tried to wake you up. So if y'all had any weird lights in the house or anything triggered, she said that was her trying to let y'all know she was okay. She also keeps acknowledging that she's been trying to pull curtains down or pull the curtain rod down. Did y'all have a curtain rod or a curtain fall?
Not that I know of, but she did turn on a candle for me because the night after it happened, I made a little altar for her and I put her picture and I turned on the candle and without turning off lights, turning off candles, I looked at my altar and I turned it off and before bed I prayed to her and I told her to give me a sign. The next
Yeah.
morning that candle was on.
Remember I said she turned on the lights for you, or she made light for you? That's what she's talking about. She made light for you. So she's acknowledging that. But she also says she's tried to get someone's attention, and it was in the bathroom, like the bathroom curtain. She did something to the bathroom curtain to get y'all's attention. Do you understand that?
My dad, the night that it happened, he went into the restroom and he didn't turn on the restroom lights, but he only has like a little night light in the restroom. And he said that when he was brushing his teeth, he could feel a light behind him, like a light
Okay.
that was crawling up behind his back. My dad's all the way in Guatemala. He's not here,
Okay.
with us, but he's in Guatemala.
Yeah, I'm making light. Just FYI, some curtain, either a curtain falling off the wall or a curtain falling off the shower. But there's something like that as well. So look out for that as well. She also says that she's going to turn on the radios or music to get y'all's attention as well. So y'all may have music turning on, and that's going to be a sign from her. So to let y'all know that as well. She likes the videos. Were y'all trying to pick the videos we're going to be using? Because she says there's 2 videos that people are trying to make, and y'all may have been looking at some of them recently.
We've been looking at a lot. We've been looking at so many videos, so many, all of them.
Videos, and she says someone's wants to get them put this together or take the little snippets out to put them together, and she's acknowledging that. She's laughing because she's like, good luck getting them to do it, because sometimes people, they don't end up doing it. So she's acknowledging that as well. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you, she's hungry because she says she's craving barbacoa. Do you know she like barbacoa or like tacos? That, like, because she's making me hungry.
Oh my God. I mean, she loved wings. She loved Chick-fil-A. She loved everything. We all loved everything.
Making me hungry for tacos, but she's making me reference that. Are y'all planning on doing tamales this year?
Not that we've talked about. We never really do it, but I told her that it was something that I've wanted to learn how to make.
She says she wants you to learn how to make these in her honor. And so she says that she wants you to learn how to make them and start a tradition. And when people ask you, you can tell her, I make them for her every year. And that way she says that that's the tradition she wants you to start. She's sorry. She knows everybody was telling her that having a motorcycle was dangerous. She already knew. She already knew that doing that was going to be. She says, yeah, we're right. We're right. But she says she didn't think it would happen. But she says, if I'm going to go out, this is the way I would want to go out. So she's just acknowledging that this is just who she was as a person. There's a bracelet or something that goes around the wrist that she's handing over to you. Do you have a bracelet of hers or something that goes around the wrist that's connected to her?
She was wearing a necklace that was my grandmother's that my grandmother gave to her, and we're gonna be able to have that necklace back. She was wearing it, so
Okay.
it was a gold necklace.
Well, she's showing me something around the wrist. So I don't know if y'all are planning on turning it into split it up, or if there's going to be something like a bracelet that's also connected to her. It has a name on it. The necklace that she had, it didn't have a name on it.
It's an image of, I believe, the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, there's another thing she's referring to, because she's showing me something that goes on the wrist and it has a name on it. So either it's a bracelet or it's like a watch that has her name on it, like an Apple Watch. But there's something like this because she's making reference to something like this with a name on it.
Okay. She
Okay.
did have an Apple Watch.
Okay, that's what she's talking about. The Apple Watch, and then her name connected to the Apple Watch. So she's acknowledging that. She's also acknowledging the number 1. Do you know if the first of a month or January is connected?
My mom's birthday is on January 10th.
She needs to wish her happy birthday. So she wants to wish her happy birthday. She also says that she's going to, thank you, to look out for the birds and feathers for mom, especially on her birthday, because she says that she's going to try to let her know she's around her. She's okay. She says it happened so fast she didn't even realize what happened until she says she just blacked. She makes me feel like she blacked out, and then she just showed up at the house and didn't know how she got to the house, and she didn't realize that she had passed until she started figuring out what happened. So she says it happens.
To her house.
She says she blacked out, and then she appeared at the house. So I'm assuming it's her house because she didn't realize that she didn't even know how she got there. She was trying to figure it out, and then she had to wait. There's a female that came to her, like a grandmother figure who came. Did you have a grandmother who's passed?
Yes. My mother's mother.
Yeah, to tell her that the abuelita came and she saw her, and that's when she knew. That's when she knew. So she's okay, and she's with you.
How do you feel her?
I don't feel her physically. I'm seeing it all in my head. So she's just communicating it in bits and pieces in my head. Y'all will feel her because y'all had her in your life. So you know what she feels like. For me, it's more of like a memory of how something would feel, but not the way that you feel her. She's actually with y'all. She's not with me. She's just communicating mentally with me, but her energy is with y'all.
Yes, it really is because she's been giving us so many signs and
Yeah.
it's stuff that you don't think about until it hits you so hard, close
Yeah.
to your heart and close to your home. You don't
She's
realize.
with, she's with you, sweetheart. But there's a dog with her as well. So the little dog that didn't make it or did pass is also with her.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So she says everybody's there. She's like she's got everybody with her.
Bella, she passed on the 25th. She took her.
Yeah.
She took her from us. She took
Yeah.
that dog from
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. She's like I need something. She's like I need something. She's okay, sweetheart. All right.
Does she have any messages for the family? Anything that she wanted
The,
to say?
because it's just not too long. In, she's still acclimating herself to it. She says she lost a little weight since. Says I don't know if they made it easier for her or she got herself into better shape, but she's showing herself to me in a little bit of a different. But she not highly of herself anyway. She's kind of full of herself sometimes, so she thought of herself in that way. She wants to let the family know that she's happy and that she's okay, but that she wants them to remember the best and that she's going to be around and she's not going anywhere. And if they want to talk to her, just to speak to her the message. And it not because it did not hurt. She was out of her body before she realized what happened.
Wow.
All right. I'll take care.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye. All right, guys, I think I'm going to do a couple more of the text ones because we are getting to our time here. Tanya, wonder if you can connect to my husband, Neil. Yeah, so with your husband, the first thing, I don't know if there was, I don't know if y'all had a gun or had like, because I'm seeing guns in like shooting practice or target practice, so I don't know if y'all ever did target practice or if he was a big like target practice person, but I'm seeing that, so there's a reference there. He also keeps acknowledging the number 7, so the 7th of a month or the month of July may be significant. He also says to look out for the big birds, so like hawks or like falcons, because he's going to try to get big birds around you to let you know he's with you. He also makes me feel, thank you, he's talking about a black and white photo that's one of his favorites, and I don't know if it's like a black and white photo of like y'all's marriage of the wedding or if it's just a black and white photo of him, but he's making reference to like a black and white photo, so there might be a significance to that as well. He's talking about junior, or if y'all have a junior, but he's referencing the junior as well, making reference to that. He's also, thank you, he's opening your hand and he's putting a ring there. Whenever they do that, it's usually a sign or a symbol that they want you to be happy and you have their permission. So he's acknowledging this when you're ready. When you're ready. So, but he's wanting to let you know that he is with you and that he is okay as well. Okay. Okay, let's go here. '90s baby, Ferny, do you see us buying a home anytime soon? I do feel that there's an opportunity. You'll have two chances. One comes up around July. I don't feel like y'all are going to end up doing that. Either something just doesn't work out or it falls through, and then y'all try again in October. And I think October may be when y'all get closer to buying a property or to buying a home. Yeah, Trina1121. Hi, Fernie. Do you have any messages from my father or grandmothers? Thank you. Yeah, as far as the father is concerned, I'm seeing birthday balloons, so I don't know if we're within 30 days of a birthday right now or he passed around the birthday, but he's acknowledging that, so there's a reference to that. balloons could also mean y'all releasing balloons for him. So that could also be the other symbol as well. He also keeps acknowledging he's doing this. I don't know if you have a shirt or a jacket that belong to him, but he's doing this. So I want to say he's referencing something like this. I'm also seeing fabric being stitched together. So don't know if there's plans to take several pieces of fabric and stitch together for him, or if there's a bunch of if there's something that's sewn or made that is in honor of him, because he's making reference to that as well. He's interestingly, he's trying to give me a name. I don't know if this is his name or a name that of someone that's with him, but it's like a Billy or Bob or it's a B name, but it's a short B name. It's like Bill or Billy or Bob. It's like a B name that's with him, but someone that's named like that, that's got a name like that with him in spirit. Okay. It's Shelly. Hi, Ferny. We had to put our basset hound Darla to sleep today. Any messages from her to our family? Is she okay? I know you're feeling. I know what you're going through. I just had to do this a few weeks ago with one of my kitties of like 15 years. So I understand exactly what you're going through. First of all, she's showing me eating. So I want to say that she's just wanting to let y'all know she's eating fully. So she's like making me feel that sense of that. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. I don't know if there was two special leashes or two different types of leashes that are significant, but she's showing me like two versions or two types. So she's acknowledging that. She also makes me feel like, I don't know if she had a habit of sometimes going up to one of the cabinets and like pressing it. So you hear a cabinet like not whacking, but kind of hitting, or that sound, where something's kind of, you might hear that. That's her. She's going to come around and y'all may hear this like sound that she would have made either with a door or with a cabinet. That would be like an ongoing thing. And y'all may hear it at the most random times. This is her letting y'all know she's around. I can see you. Thank you. I don't know if she was having difficulty with one of her eyes or one of her eyes was giving her problems, but she's like looking as if she can see. So she's acknowledging this as well and making reference to that. If y'all wake up in the middle of the night to a howling sound, it's not a neighbor's dog. It may be a random opportunity to hear her as well. Okay. All right, guys, it is at the 7:30 mark. So I love you all. I will be back on Friday. Again, we're doing an hour and a half of this, so I'm going to be back in about. I'm going to be back in a few minutes just because I want to talk to some folks who are part of the study group thing. But I will be back on Friday for another hour and a half of lives. Okay, I love you all, and I will see y'all then. Okay, bye, everybody.